This album is called In God We Trust. While I was making this album, a lot of the music on it I was writing as a love song to God, and I was really discovering my relationship with God through this album. I find that just that saying resonates so much with me, that in God we trust, because despite anything that we go through, God is the one thing that we can trust to help us through that. So I've been working on this album, I'd say for 2 years. It's been a long journey. It started off with a lot of songs that didn't make it on the album, so it's just been through a lot of different changes, and I feel like I've grown a lot as a person while making this album. So there's going to be a lot of newer tracks with a different sound that I'm really excited to share. Honestly, when I first met Mercy, my boyfriend, he helps me with so many of my videos, and since the beginning, when we first met, he always pushed me to pursue music and to believe that my voice is a gift. And so after I met him and helping him with the Church of Truths album, I learned the process of making music, what goes into making an album. So I think that's what kickstarted the whole journey of making this album. And a lot of the content of it was inspired by Mercy as well, because he helped me discover who God is in my life. And I would give a lot of credit to Mercy. So while making this album, I've had a lot of technical difficulties happen. I almost lost my album twice, all the songs on it, and right now I'm still trying to recover my hard drive because it crashed for the second time. And what I learned from that is that I should just be able to let it go and put it out rather than just sit on it and wait for it to be perfect. I think it really pushed me to just believe that what I have done is good enough, and there will always be time for another project. And so I really sat on it and waited so long to put it out, and after almost losing all my reels in my album a second time, that was this big sign to me that God just wants me to put it out there. And so that was a big thing that I had learned, and also that I'm capable of doing a big project like this and organizing it. So I think that's what doing this has taught me, and I feel like a lot of my skills while recording has improved over time and working on this. So yeah, I feel like I got to learn more about my vocals and how I would like them to sound, different ways I can play around with it. And I think another thing I learned is that I find a lot of passion in writing music about God. I feel like growing up, I would always use music as an outlet for my emotions, like anger, depression, anxiety. And I think now, in the place that I am now, like writing about God is just, it feels more healing than anything else that I've ever written. And so I just want to be able to give that to other people as well, as they listen to my music, as they sing along to it. Just feel that healing that God can give through music and whatever music that he sent down for me to make. Sometimes I would have writer's block, and because it's a project, I felt like I had to keep pushing out more songs, but I learned that it will just come naturally. Like if I feel it inside me that I need to write something, then I'll just go based off of that rather than try to force and pump out a song. And I find that even if I go in without expectation or like not knowing what it's going to end up being, whatever instrumental I'm going to use, I feel like God really just makes use of it all and just creates something beautiful. So that was a challenge that I had to face. Also just like financial struggles to support this whole project, but God has provided, and I'm able to throw this release party and drop this album. So although it was a struggle, I found that God will provide all the resources that I will need, even if I think that it might not be enough. He just always shows me that I do have enough. Get a backup hard drive, or at least like store things not all on just one and like split it up onto different hard drives so that I wouldn't have to deal with the mishap of losing a lot of the reels that we'd been working on for the past year. Just so that when I release it, I could have everything all together when I first drop it, but that's okay, it's a learning experience. Yes, so Mercy helps me with a lot of ideas for the music that I should drop, like the EPs or albums. So the next one that I'm going to be working on with Mercy is the Mercy EP. So it's a lot of love songs that I put together for Mercy, and it's just going to be telling the story of our love life, and hopefully we'll be able to make a little short film with the music on that EP. So that'll be really fun to get to create, because Mercy and I have really gone through a lot of ups and downs that we got to learn from, and I think it's beautiful that we were able to get through a lot of the different things that we had to face, and we're just stronger from it, and we're coming up on 3 years, so I'm just really happy about it. So it comes from my username, Milk is a Feeling, and I just remember being really high one day and thinking that the air feels like milk, like just so smooth to breathe in, and so that's why I changed my username to Milk is a Feeling. And then my friend, I don't know his real name, I just call him Vibes because that's what he introduced himself as, and he started calling me Jai Milk, and I really liked it, so that's why I stuck with that. I'd say it's a big mix of different genres. I just wanted to play around with how I would sound on different instrumentals, different vibes. So there's like hip hop, there's an EDM song, there's, I don't know, like trancey kind of sounds on another song. Some of them are like acoustic with guitars. Yeah, it's really hard to explain. I can't even really think of how to describe the different genres, but you'll definitely just have to check out the album and see for yourself. I started really getting into music when I was 15. I remember watching a lot of covers on YouTube when a lot of Filipino singers were popping on YouTube with the ukulele, with the acoustic guitars, and they would all do these different kinds of covers of songs. And I remember the first song I learned on the ukulele was Lullaby and Cheap Date by Latia. And I remember like everybody knew that song who had a ukulele. It's just really fun to get to be a part of that in school. Like everybody had ukuleles, we all got to jam. And so I think that's where it started. My dad taught me how to play guitar, and he got me my first guitar and ukulele. And I remember he even like had a mic in his office, and I would just sing like lyric videos in his office. It was really fun for me. And then once I got a ukulele, I started writing songs on it. Like I said, I would use writing music as a way for me to vent or let out any deep emotions I was feeling. So that's how it all started. Eventually, I started to acquire like music equipment, and I got to meet different artists who made music, and I felt like that inspired me, like going to open mics and seeing other people create. I felt like it really motivated me to just create more and get better. When I met Mercy, again, he showed me how to produce in a studio and what that looked like, and I think from then on, I started making music seriously. I started learning how to use different plugins and just diving deeper in learning about music. I think you should always write music from the heart. Remember that your music is reaching someone, is helping someone. So with you creating and expressing yourself, it's inspiration to someone else. So keep doing that. And don't be afraid. I mean, you're given this gift for a reason, or given this passion. If you're trying to learn how to sing or trying to learn how to make music, like I didn't start out where I am now. Like I had to learn and build up the skill. If you want to learn and you have that passion in your heart, just keep pursuing it. It doesn't happen all in one day, so just keep practicing, and eventually, you know, God will open doors for you. If he really sees that it's something that you desire, he will open doors for you, help you meet people. And it's a slow process because you're not ready for it all at once. Like I wasn't ready to perform in front of a bunch of people yet. So I imagine God did it slowly and gradually so that he can build me up and prepare me for bigger performances, bigger audiences. And if you mess up on stage, or if you mess up like while performing, just don't give up. Don't let the embarrassment take away from what you're giving to the world. Just keep going, and you're always going to get better. So yeah, just believe in yourself, believe in your talent. I guess stay tuned for my album, stay tuned for any upcoming projects. I post on YouTube. I try to do it every week. And follow me on Spotify, Jai Melk. And yeah, thank you for watching.